Hi, this is Wendy, and thank you so much for joining me. I am right now, today, preparing for my next big trip. Now, where I am going is one of my dream destination. There are many, but this is definitely one of them, because this place where I'm going, it's pretty much, to me, top dog, all right? As a hint, it is not a country. It is not a nation. It is a destination. It is very far. And technically, 7 countries claim territorial rights. Norway, it's a bit of a hint. France, UK, New Zealand, Australia, Chile, and if I say New Zealand, but anyway, there should be 7 countries. These 7 countries lay territory claim because, basically speaking, they are there doing research. All right, so another major hint. This place where I'm going is a continent. And, okay, this definitely gives it away. It is the White Desert, okay? If you can't guess this, study a bit on your geography, because I said it's white. It's not a country. It's a continent. So if you know your continent, yeah, I just give it away. Anyway, when I travel, I really don't plan things as I like the element of surprise. I pick a destination, and then I kind of get there, and then I just kind of see what's going on. I like to wing everything. Everything is all very spontaneous. However, this is a place that once you get there, there's really, quote unquote, really not much to do. I mean, there are activities, there are physical activities one can do, but for me, it is not so much these activities, which I would love to do, but the duration of my trip is very long. Well, long for this destination, to the point where it's not more of an activity as it's more of an education. So I am right now in my car, and I am going to places in preparation for my trip. So I'm going to the post office because I have to renew my passport, because the first destination, which is usually, you cannot really fly into this place where I'm going. All right, you have to get to another country, and then from that country, okay, this is obvious, you have to sail there. Okay, sail meaning ship. So this country where I have to first get to requires a 6-month valid passport, which I'm almost, my passport is going to be expired. So I'm now going to the post office to kind of do that. All right. So follow me today as I go do all these very exciting, cough, cough, hint, hint, not, things in preparation for my trip. All right. So stay tuned and watch how I prepare to go to this once in a lifetime trip. It is super far. It is quite costly. I don't know if I would have this opportunity. I mean, I guess I could, but I'd rather spend my money on somewhere else again. But I'm going to this place for about 3 weeks, and that is quite long. As a matter of fact, that is probably one of the longest itinerary that one can embark on. So, thanks for joining me, and I hope you find my adventures of where I'm going now interesting. All right? Talk to you. Bye-bye. So I now just left my local post office to renew my passport, because my passport is not within that 6-month validity that this country that my first destination that I'm going to get to the second destination is needing. So, okay, that is one less thing. Passport, now I just wait 4 to 6 weeks to get it. So I am now going to drive to my local library to check out some books. Usually when I go to travel to a destination, like I say, I really don't really study or research much. Most I'll do will probably just go online and just kind of see in general what are the highlights or what are the more interesting things. But for this particular destination, in order to get more of a higher value and to really appreciate fully Because if you don't really study or know what's going on, you go and look, sure, it's a fantastic, amazing, incredibly photogenic place, all right? But at the same time, it would be so much more interesting to study the history, the explorers, okay? Major hint. Okay, up until now, I think if you guys can't guess it, I don't know what to say. It is so obvious right now. Explorers, it's a continent. Research, you gotta sail there, okay? There's not much to do. So if you guys figured out, thumbs up. If not, stay with me, okay? And even if you've guessed it, because it was so obvious, stay with me anyway, okay? That'd be so nice of you guys. But anyway, going to the library to check out some books, because it will really make this trip so much more interesting. All right, so yeah, let's go to have a field trip at my local library, which is, by the way, very beautiful. I live in Orange County in California, and we have a very lovely snazzy library. So once I'm there in about less than a minute, give a little tour. All right, so today, yeah, thank you so much for joining me and accompany me on my errands. I was just at the pharmacy picking something up for my mother. Prior to that, I was at the hardware store getting like a full-on toilet system replaced. So yeah, not very exciting, but you know, life is that. These are just daily things that we do. You know, life is not just about 365 non-stop traveling. That may sound like a dream, it may sound fantastic, but I'll be honest with you, after like over 1 year, you know, my time is, listen, dude, totally like grooving in the car. That's great. Anyway, but then I get, you know, I'm vlogging, so okay, we're both like nuts. Anyway, it is really nice just to be back and do nothing. I don't have a problem sleeping, you know, I mean, a lot of people like to sleep on their own, sleep in their bed. I don't have an issue with that, but the fact to just be at home is just nice. All right. One thing that I miss the most about being back, this is gonna sound so ridiculous, is the standard and regular infrastructures that people take for granted. I go to a lot of places where honestly, you know, plumbing, there's no plumbing. Now, for people in the West who's watching this, you may wonder like, where does she go? Well, you know, there are a lot of places in the world where there are still no infrastructure. So when I'm back, I miss my bathroom. Maybe one day we'll do a little tour of my bathroom. But I love my bathroom because my bathroom has plumbing. There is toilet. There is a sink. I have a shower with a steam bath. I've got a bathtub with jets, and it's got color therapy, whatever. Okay, I will go to park right now. I love my bathroom, and that's probably, okay, well, aside from the obvious of missing my family and spending time with them, it is also the fact that I get to really have some luxury and comfort where many people take for granted. But when you travel long term in places where it's still undeveloped, dude, the bathroom is like heaven. Okay, so found a parking lot. Okay, so trying to do a one-hand parking job, which is, you know, usually how I drive anyway. And okay, let's go. Get my bag. Got my library card. All right, glasses go on. And vámonos to the field trip. Here we go. All right, so voila, walking to the library now, and gonna check out some books. Yeah, gonna check out some books, mainly about the explorers who first went there, their struggles, what they found. It is, to me, God, I'm so excited to like just tell you where I am, but let's gonna wait until the end of this video, shall we? Okay. So, gonna go to the library now. Okay, so I'm back from the library, and I am going to Antarctica. Antarctica is a destination that, for me, it is the apex of traveling. I've always been very fascinated by the Arctics, North Pole, South Pole. I love things icy, glaciers, ice. To me, that is completely a world that is so far and removed and isolated and just pristine and gorgeous. For some people, it may be super boring. Like, what are you gonna do there? It's just ice. That is exactly why I like it, because it is only just so stark and so dramatic, and nobody lives there except for researchers at the Mercator Station, and it's basically for scientific research and artists. People who are not in these fields, tourists, foreigners, the only way to get to Antarctica is by ship. You must take a cruise. Usually the embarkation is somewhere in Argentina, usually Ushuaia. However, because my itinerary is longer, I'm not just going to go to the Antarctica Peninsula, but I'm going to other islands, which we'll talk about that later. Therefore, the departure destination is different. It's actually in Port Madryn. So anyway, the books I got were everything that you saw. They are all stories about these Arctic explorers. So I think to kind of understand how these first people discovered Antarctica, how they got to there, and what they had to go through, their hardship and eventual tragedy, will be so very interesting to learn. So when I arrived there, I would have more of a newfound appreciation. Of course, there are also wildlife that is very interesting to see and discover. But for me, it is more about the expeditions that these explorers first went through. That, to me, is why it is interesting. Aside from just the visual of the fascinating landscape. And my departure is in November. Basically, to go to Antarctica, you must go during a specific window of time, and it is usually late October to March. So this is summer in Antarctica. I will be going in early November. So basically, I am going right at the beginning. The reason why I wanted to choose this time period is because for me, it is all about the dramatic landscape when the ice is still super cold. It's cold, of course, when it is at its most pristine. Okay, because we, the people who go in this time, will be the first people to get there, because towards the end, as cruise ships starts to come in, you got December, January, February, March. Not saying that the ice that you walk on is going to be dirtier, but I want to get there when it is at its most pristine. And at that time, wildlife will just begin to be more active. So when you go to Antarctica, you must understand what it is that you really want to look at. So knowing me, I want to go there for purely the landscape. And as somebody who loves taking photographs, the most photographic is at the beginning in November. So stick with me as we continue my preparation when I go to one of my dream destination. Other than Antarctica, which is South Pole, North Pole. But anyway, one by one. And it is right now burning in the car. I have everything all closed, which is kind of stupid. But anyway, can't wait to get there. And thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you. Well, I hope you continue to stay with me. All right, take care. Bye-bye.